Okay, so let's talk about Disney, because something absolutely massive is happening inside the Magic Kingdom. We're talking about a change so big, it could completely rewrite the rules for how we interact with our favorite characters and stories. This is way more than just new tech. It's a whole new philosophy. So, officially, Disney's line on AI is pretty much what you'd expect to hear from a huge modern company. You know, they see it as a new tool, something that's going to help everyone from their own employees to us, the fans. It all sounds very forward-thinking, very responsible, very Disney. But this is not just some press release. Oh no. Disney is putting its money where its mouth is, to the tune of $1 billion. That's $1 billion investment in OpenAI. This isn't just dipping a toe in the water, this is a full-on cannonball into the deep end of generative AI. They are not messing around. And if you listen to CEO Bob Iger, the goal here is nothing short of a revolution. He's talking about literally handing the keys to the kingdom over to us, the fans. The plan is to arm us with these crazy powerful AI tools and just let us create. It sounds incredibly open, right? Super collaborative, super modern. And right here, this is where the story takes a fascinating turn. Because this whole idea of open creativity, of sharing the toys, it seems to completely contradict everything we know about Disney's history. I mean, this is the same company that once billed an elementary school PTA for showing The Lion King at a fundraiser. So, what in the world is going on? To really get what's happening, you have to understand Disney's kind of split personality. For its entire existence, it has been two things at once: a groundbreaking, relentless innovator, and maybe the most fiercely protective, locked-down guardian of its own creations on the planet. They built this incredible innovator's fortress. On one side, you have the pioneer. From the very beginning, Disney has been on the bleeding edge of technology to make its movies. But on the other side, you have the guardian, a company with a legendary reputation for using its lawyers to protect every last frame, every character, from Mickey Mouse all the way to Lightning McQueen. Don't get me wrong, AI is nothing new for Disney. They are not just jumping on the bandwagon here. They've been building and using their own incredibly sophisticated AI tools for years to create that movie magic you see on screen. I mean, just look at what they did with Frozen 2. To get an idea of how detailed this is, they built a system they called Swoop, just to handle the insane physics of Elsa's ice powers and that crazy water horse, the Knock. Then there's Hyperion, lighting system powered by machine learning that let their artists see fully rendered scenes basically in real time. This is deep, heavy-duty AI work, and it was all happening behind closed doors. And that's the key, right? All of this amazing, groundbreaking technology was for their eyes only. It was all built to help Disney's creators make stuff, but it was locked away inside that fortress. The magic was for us to watch, never for us to play with. And believe me, this fortress has a well-documented history. Back in '99, they pushed for the Copyright Term Extension Act. People literally call it the Mickey Mouse Protection Act. Fast forward to 2016, they sued a company over a movie that looked a bit too much like Cars. And yeah, then there's the infamous elementary school fundraiser in 2020. This is a pattern. Even when they started to share, it was with extreme caution. Remember when they finally let the character Sora into Nintendo's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? It was a huge win for fans, but the rules were so telling. Sora could be in the game, sure, but Mickey, Donald, Goofy? Nope. Absolutely no other Disney characters were allowed to show up with him. They cracked the door open maybe an inch. So what on earth could make the architects of this fortress not just open the gates, but start tearing down the walls? Well, the answer isn't inside the fortress. It's in the world that changed all around it. Simply put, the world changed. We live in the age of the creator economy. A whole generation of fans doesn't just want to sit back and watch media. They want to remix it, make memes with it, build new things from it. In a world of infinite TikToks and YouTube videos, being a walled garden suddenly goes from being a strength to a huge weakness. Disney had to change, or they risked being left behind. And this deal with OpenAI? This is their answer. We're talking about a 3-year agreement that's way bigger than just the billion-dollar investment. They are licensing over 200 of their most famous characters. This isn't just cracking the door open anymore. They are blowing the gates off their hinges. Okay, so what does this new, wide-open Magic Kingdom actually look like for us? It all comes down to one absolutely mind-blowing piece of tech: OpenAI's Sora. For anyone who hasn't seen this yet, Sora is an AI that creates short, ridiculously high-quality videos just from text you type in. You just describe what you want to see, and Sora basically animates it for you. It's like having a whole special effects studio in a chat box. And this is the heart of the deal. For the first time in history, you will be able to use an official library of Disney, Pixar, Marvel, and Star Wars characters, props, and locations to direct your own short films. Just think about it. You could type in, create a video of Stitch trying to pick up Thor's hammer on the desert planet of Tatooine, and it could actually happen. This whole thing creates a completely new playbook for how to handle famous characters in the age of AI. Instead of AI companies just scraping the internet for data, this is all built on a formal, official license. It has strict safety controls built in to stop people from making inappropriate content, and it fully embraces the idea of co-creation with fans. Get this, they're even hinting that the best stuff people make could show up on Disney+. And just look at the roster of characters they're putting on the table here. We're talking about the absolute A-listers of pop culture. You've got classics like Mickey Mouse, modern icons like Captain America and Elsa, legends like Darth Vader. The creative sandbox they're building is it's gonna be insane. So this is obviously a massive turning point, and not just for Disney, but for pretty much the entire entertainment world. It brings up some really big questions about creativity, who gets to tell stories, and what it even means to be a fan anymore. And look, a shift this huge comes with a delicate balance of amazing opportunities and some pretty serious risks. On one hand, this could completely democratize animation and unleash a tidal wave of fan creativity. But on the other hand, there are real concerns. How does Disney keep control over how its characters are portrayed? What does authenticity even mean anymore? It's a real tightrope walk into a very new future. Which really leaves us with this one giant final question to think about. For 100 years, Disney has been the storyteller. But in a world where anyone with an idea can direct their favorite heroes in brand new adventures, who's the storyteller now?